Resistance. Nothing to fear.
Nager au plus profond de l'océan.
Resistance.
Appréciez la profondeur. C'est l'amour qui vous parle.
Let the flow go deep, no need to fear. Consistent with the rhythm, we forever here. To a whole nother zone, let me take you there. We can make it more vision, baby, crystal clear.
Good evening. I'm Thomas Parisi, and welcome to Nightsvp. This evening, we bring to you our interviews with Jim Murphy, Briena Pearl, Senie Hunt, Craig Dallas Rice, and Flora and Fauna of the Keene Farmers Market, and produce Flora and Fauna of the Monadnock Food Co-op. Good evening. I'm Thomas Parisi, here for Nightsvp with Jim Murphy. Good evening, Mr. Murphy. Thank you for joining us. Jim, tonight we're talking about your music. And I'd like to know how you got started in music and what your passion is for it.
Well, I started a very musical family with 5 kids. And I grew up when rock and roll started. When I was about 5, 6 years old, and I had a brother. My oldest brother was 4 years older, and sister 6 years older. So they were really into the music when I was growing up, and just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but involved. The whole family was very much involved in the family. And then when I was like 13, that's when the Beatles came along and the British invasion, and you know, I was just totally into that. And along with 8 others, we started a band, my friends, and we just practiced until we eventually got to about 6 guys in a small band, and we ended up playing school dances and just anywhere. And then we also played at this place called The Mod, which was about a mile from my house, and we played on Saturdays and Sundays, and Billy Joel would play there at night, and some other great bands. And then continued with music, but when I raised a family, I really didn't play out much. But then when my son became 12 years old, he wanted to play bass, and we formed a duo, and we started playing out, and my concentration has often been on the blues, although I like all kinds of music. So we would start going to the old Rhineborn and Antrim and playing at open mics, and then eventually when the Rhineborn moved here in Keene, we started as a duo, but then very quickly formed a band, which is now Murphy's Blues, which was actually was named by the owner because he kept on asking, "What's your name? I got to put it in the paper." He said, "How about Murphy's Blues?" Okay. So that was 2004. So we've been together ever since then.
Well, let me ask you, okay, so Murphy's Blues, what's the composition of your group? How many players do you have? And what type of music is it that Murphy's Blues obviously plays? Yeah,
so we were real eclectic as far as the type of music, but it's all soulful. I guess that would be the common denominator, and that's what everybody seems in the band. That's what they feel attached to and passionate about. So it's 9 members, and we play all kinds of music, but R&B, soul, funk, blues, and rock. And there's 3 main singers. I'm one of them, so I do about 1/3 of the song, but probably a little bit less. We have Cynthia's our female singer. She's from Swansea. And then our other main guy, who I've been with actually even before that time, so about 16 years. He plays guitar and keyboard and sings a lot of the leads. And he's from South Ackworth, and I have a conga player and a bass player from Peterborough, and our drummer, Jen, is from Amherst, New Hampshire, sax from Goshen and Bells Falls, and trumpet player from Brattleboro. And I think that's it. I'm from Keene.
Oh, okay. A very diverse group.
Very diverse.
Now, usually what type of venues do you find that your band's usually playing at, or the average person can find where you play at?
Yeah, we play all kinds of venues. We just played last night. We played for the town of Newport, New Hampshire, an outdoor gig. That was great fun, a perfect night. And then this Saturday we're playing at this beautiful mansion, Aldworth Manor, for our wedding. Then we have all kinds of things. We have a pumpkin festival in Milford. We'll be playing, I think, a little bit at a fall festival in Keene. And we, play at Molehill Theater in Gilsum, not Gilsum, Alstead, and also Harlow's in Peterborough. We used to play at Waxy O'Connor's. That was our place where we played the most often, but that is no more. It closed down.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, a big loss for us.
Yeah.
We were booked there, through the end of the year, and we were probably going to be booked for the following year, And so that was a big loss. So we're figuring out different.
Hopefully Waxy's comes back someday, but
not by yeah.
well, that's all a wish and a hope. But now, a quick question is there any currently albums or iTunes or YouTube accounts that people can go and look up your music?
Yeah, if you just put in Murphy's Blues in YouTube, you can find some videos. But as far as original music, I'm the only one that has original music, and you can find that on Spotify and iTunes.
And what's it under? Is it just say like Jim Murphy, or is it?
Yeah, you can put in Jim Murphy, but Jim Murphy's a hard one because so many Jim Murphys around. But Jim Murphy music or Jim Murphy Jump and Shout is the name of the CD, and it's all original music.
Sounds very rock and roll from the 50s.
It is. It's, again, it's blues, soulful bass, but it's not the blues,
And last question is, if people want to be able to find out more about your music or where you're playing at, what's the best means of finding you? Is it a website or?
Yeah, the website is Murphy's Blues without an apostrophe, murphysblues.com.
Okay.
And I always keep that up to date. And then also, if you just go into Facebook and you'll find Murphy's Blues, you'll find that. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, Jim, thanks for sitting down with us today.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Briena Pearl. I am a singer-songwriter from the Shenandoah River Valley in West Virginia. I got my start with rock and roll music when I was introduced to classic rock in high school, and I probably put about 400 hours into just Led Zeppelin alone, just catching up on all the goodness, and I became obsessed. I got away with it in high school. It was teachers weren't wise to the earbuds yet, so I was able to just run around listening to music 24/7. So that's when I really got hooked with rock and roll music. I'd spent my childhood in the theater, and but when I finally dug in, my greatest influence was just Robert Plant and his lyrics and his way of delivery, and the feel that he brought to the music just really inspired me. So my greatest musical influence is Led Zeppelin, and Robert Plant is my idol. So what really got me going with rock and roll music from there was I got involved with a band with the lead guitar player from Clutch, Tim Soul, and we recorded a record together in 2013 called Flora of the Angler, and the band was called Deep Swell. And so that's out there. The Lore of the Angler is on iTunes and all that jazz, and it was really fun. It's stoner rock, it's psychedelic rock. So it was that was a dream come true for me, to play gigs with a band and be on stage and go to Boston and New York, and it was unreal. So I followed that out for a while, but I really wanted to come to grad school, and that's why I'm in New England now. I'm up here studying at Antioch University. I'm studying dance movement therapy, and that world and my rock and roll world have merged in a really nice way to allow me this unique profession of being a rock and roll therapist. And I'm finishing up. I'm in the last year of grad school this year, so I'll graduate in May, and I hope to work all over the world. I hope to work with trauma survivors. I just want to do as much good as I can, and I think that when I think about the future or the next 5 years of my life, I want to do a lot of traveling and a lot of spreading my music and a lot of spreading advocacy for mental health and awareness. I've had a lot of significant loss due to mental health, and I think just bringing that to light and telling people that it's okay, that it's breaking down the stigma, talk about it, just talk about it. So I'm going to do a lot of talking these next 5 years, and lots of playing music and lots of helping people. I just want to get out there and share. I just recorded a record this summer called Reckless Duality, and I'm very excited about that and what's to come, and I hope to tour Reckless Duality. I plan on going to Europe next summer, and there's lots of exciting things on the horizon. So if you want to follow along on my journey, I'm on Facebook, that's Briena Pearl, and I have a YouTube channel. You can find Briena Pearl on there. You can also check out, I post on my blog at brienapearl.com, and there's updates and music on there that you can check out. And yeah, I hope to see you out there on the road.
My name's Senie Hunt. I live here in Keene. I was originally from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and I played African hand drums when I was there from like 3 years old, and I still actually play a little bit too. That's kind of I kind of blend that style of music into my guitar as well. And I've been playing guitar for probably about 11, 12 years. Acoustically, I've only been playing for probably about 4 or 5. And I guess my inspiration really came from listening to rhythm in any genre, I guess, and kind of using that rhythm to accompany melody, and that's kind of how I got into my percussive style. So I started listening to a little bit of Bob Dylan was kind of like early on, and then as I was younger, I played electric a lot. So I ended up listening to Jimi Hendrix, Allman Brothers. Allman Brothers was actually my biggest influence in blues. But now I'm self-taught, so a lot of the stuff I do is kind of informal or kind of unique in the sense that it's not really done as often. And I think that's kind of what helps me also write music a lot more, because it forces me to be more creative.
number. I'm on Facebook, Joshua Albert. I got some songs on Reverb Nation. I don't go to SoundCloud or all those other things like having old style Reverb Nation. I get it, but it's Reverb Nation / Method Mall, METHODMALL. Socrates 1, SOCRATESONE. This one is called Hypocrite. This is a song that I wrote. Actually, this is one of the first songs I wrote a long time ago. It was actually a rap song originally, and I just kind of recently, in the past year, put it to guitar. I was taught to be brave and behave like a man, but I've been kicked down and laughed at because I can't stand. This was not my plan, to be an outcast, punished for a crime I didn't understand. Frustration, blind infuriation, pop, I want to put a bullet in the situation. Hard head, but eyes colder than death. I take a deep breath, but there's no rest for my vexation. What did I do? What have I done? I ask the questions, but I get answers from no one, and no one will let me be. It seems like it's a victimless crime, and that victim is me. I know what to do, but I don't think I can do it. I know who I'm supposed to be, but I don't know who I am. Hypocrite, hypocrisy of me, two faces, both chases a different destiny, one against the other against all. I stall and fall in alcohol. I got two faces, two heads, tear me two ways. I pray for the right way, but sin still stays on my days, fighting to find a quick fix. Pleasure measured by grams and hits, it's my life. Lunacy I know, but I still go along with the flow. Show that I really know nothing about this life that I've been living. I've been given a chance to change my circumstance. Never any new beginning, happiness is only seen distantly. Every other day I wake up thinking I can change things instantly. I try, tell myself a lie, but then I wonder why I can't decide, run and hide and get high. I know what to do, but I don't think I can do it. I know who I'm supposed to be, but I don't know who I am. Trained to be a hypocrite, trained to lie, trained to behave in a different way in front of a different eye, trained to keep from slipping with no grip and not trip on my bullshit, trained to be a hypocrite, rejection, forget the prospect of perfection, forgotten, rotten to the core and still parking, walking in a different path, last shafted the blasted, plastered to walk the path I had mastered, crafted, surrounding my imagination, raise my eyes to the light and laugh without hesitation, seems only right, I must be wrong, but my will is too damn strong, and I'll burn right along with the devil, the first rebel, the first lie, the first tear in God's eye, and not the last, as I prove with my blasphemy. I put the good in my past, God, I killed the last of me. I know what to do, but I don't think I can do it. I know who I'm supposed to be, but I don't know who I am.
Hello, I'm Craig Dallas Rice. I'm here in Keene, New Hampshire. I'm originally from the Dallas, Texas area, hence the name Craig Dallas Rice. And I travel a lot between Texas and New Hampshire. And I've been playing music ever since I was 10, 12 years old. I took some guitar lessons and got the bug. I have really gotten more active in music as later in life here as a mature adult. And currently what I concentrate on is busking. And that's where I play on the street and throw that guitar case out there. People tip me. It's a good way to, put some gas money in the tank, and it's also a good way to get invitations to play house parties, which I really like, because you have a lot of fun at house parties. So 5 years from now, I would have to say that I'm hoping to have a CD out of, if not all, mostly original music. I have a few original songs, and I'll probably be doing those on a program soon, and hopefully you'll be able to see that. And that's about it for now, so stay tuned. Look me up on YouTube, Craig Dallas Rice. Just Google Craig Dallas Rice, and you'll probably find me on Facebook, YouTube, and maybe a few other places.
So let's talk about some of the really great seasonal local produce we have available right now. First thing we have here is a Tioga Beet Bunch. This is from Piccadilly Farm in Winchester, New Hampshire. These are really cool. They're the sweetest variety of beets, and they've got this beautiful white and pink rings on the inside. Next we have a bicolor sweet corn. This is from Hemingway Farm in Charlestown, New Hampshire. We also have two different offerings of local blueberries right now. The first is from Richmond Blueberries in Richmond, New Hampshire, and then also Monadnock berries out of Troy, New Hampshire.
Our next local item we have is some delicious stone fruit from Champlain Orchards in Shoreham, Vermont. We have a yellow peach and a yellow nectarine. Now both of these items weren't available to us last year, so we're really happy to have them in season for us. And then the other thing we also have is beautiful local celery from Angel Wing Farm in Sullivan, New Hampshire. This also wasn't available last year, so it's a beautiful bunch to have.
Also, we have a great selection of local floral offerings. This is from Flora Farm, and this bouquet features dahlias, zinnias, and lilies. Flora, Gilson, New Hampshire.
We're Deer Ridge Farm, and we grow a variety of annual and perennial flowers. Something like this here. It's a pink and purple bouquet. We have Chinese forget-me-nots and also larkspur. This one here is a mixed bouquet. We have snapdragons, cleome, a variety of ornamental grasses, some dianthus. It's a mixed color bouquet, so we also have different colored zinnias, some black-eyed Susans, and this is Bells of Ireland here. Some of them are fragrant, like the Bells of Ireland. The sweet peas here are also very fragrant, and then others just stand alone on their looks. These over here are a variety of perennial and annuals. Again, we have purple and pink zinnias, straw flower, cleome. This is globe thistle. This one here is bee vine. On this side over here, we have ageratum, and this is a summer flower called celosia. This variety is called forest fire. On the end here, we have Rudbeckia, which comes in a variety of colors. There's the standard black-eyed Susan, and then we also have Cherokee Sunset. There are smaller sunflowers in here also. They're miniature. And this here is an amaranth called Elephant Head. As part of our perennial flowers, we grow anise hyssop, which the bees love. We grow it as a pollinator flower on our farm, as well as a fragrant perennial to put in bouquets. It smells like anise if you touch the leaves. Down here we have sweet peas. They come in a variety of colors, and we grow a variety called Mammoth, which grows very well in our greenhouse.
Thank you for watching. Remember to stay tuned for our next episode. And keep in mind, if you are a local musician, artist, writer, or have a company that produces goods and services here in the Monadnock region, we would love to do a story on you. Contact us through our Facebook page, Paris Miami Productions. For Nightsvp, I'm Thomas Parisi.
Resistance. Nothing to fear.
Nager au plus profond de l'océan.
Resistance.
Appréciez la profondeur. C'est l'amour qui vous parle.
Let the flow go deep, no need to fear. Consistent with the rhythm, we forever here. To a whole nother zone, let me take you there. We can make it more vision, baby, crystal clear. Let the flow